wasalam, fi hayatihi, during his lifetime, it is to return to him. It is to return back to him, meaning to him, the Prophet sallallahu in person, to return back to him. Amma ba'da wafatihi, as after his death, it is to return back to his sunnah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. فحكمه إلى الله.
أيوة. إن قال الإمام السعدي
رحمه الله
أنه من دلالة المفهوم دليل على يعني الإجماع أنه دليل.
صحيح صح. الله أكبر. نعم. الله أكبر. Very important point. I'll mention that inshallah. Jazakallah khair. So the Shaykh Hafidhahullah, he mentioned this verse where Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in Surah An-Nisa, verse number 59. فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ, if you differ in anything, that فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ, and then return it back to Allah and to His Messenger, to the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now look at this, barakallahu fikum. If everybody returned to whether their hizb, right? If everybody returned to their hizb, to their party, or everybody returned to their shuyukh, their Sufi Shaykh, or whatever the case might be. Or if everybody returned back to barakallah fikum, their country, how Islam is done in their country, where and when would the Muslim be united? Is it possible? Abadan. But look, if we all return back to Allah, to the book of Allah, and we all return back to the sunnah of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, will it be any different? It won't. If we all return back to the book of Allah and all return back to the sunnah of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, there will be no different. But if you return back to where you're from, and I return back to where I'm from, he returned back to where he's from, he returned back to where he's from, right? Meaning he based his religion based on where he's from. Or he refer his religion as his qabila, his tribe. Or he referred back to his hizb, his party, or his tariqah, right? Then when will the people be, barakallah fiqh, under the same umbrella? Huh? It will never happen. But if, walhamdulillah, that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala not only told us about the evil that is indifferent, and told us about the evil effects of different, but Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala also, He gave us the marji', He gave us the referral point in regard if differing happen, then what is the solution? In the Quran. In the Quran, if you differ in anything, then return back to Allah and His Messenger and the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is why, barakallahu fikum, if you say, oh, my Shaykh say this, the other one say, my country do this. Now let us take all of those aside and come and say and see, what did Allah say? What did the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam say? If we do that, you put your country aside, I put my tribe aside, then barakallah, if we all take what the Quran say and the Sunnah of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam say, makhtalafna, we will not differ. Or if we differ, we will easily and quickly return back under the same umbrella. Because our marja' is wahid. Our returning point and a referral point is one, which is what the book of Allah and the sunnah of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. Not what my father say, not what my mother say, not what my grandmother say. Because if everybody say that, what their father and their grandmother say, then akhi, how many religion of al-Islam you will have people claim? How many religion of Islam people will claim? But rather, barakallahu fikum, that if we return, if there is any different, if they differ in anything, that they should return it back to Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Shaykh Salih Fawzaan, he say, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala also say, وَمَا اخْتَلَفْتُمْ فِيهِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ فَحُكْمُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ. He say, if they differ, he say, whatever that they differ about, whatever they differ about, he say, in anything, he say, فَحُكْمُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ, that barakallahu fikum, the judgment is to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Meaning to return back to the book of Allah. So other brother remind us about the same of Imam Sa'idi rahimahullah. This here, it shows barakallahu fikum, that coming together. Because here Allah is saying, وَمَا اخْتَلَفْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ. So here the separation, or that which is the disagreement that the people will have, it is not something that is praiseworthy. And also the ijma' is also a place of a dalil. The ijma', the consensus, is also a place of extracting a dalil. طيب. Naam. So here the Shaykh Hafidhahullah, he say, this verse فيها رد على الذين يصفون الشريعة الإسلامية بالقصور أو النقص من الملاحدة والزنادقة أو أصناف المتعلمين الذين قصرت أفهامهم عن إدراك أسرار هذه الشريعة. He mentioned Hafidhahullah, this verse also is a refutation against those who they describe the Sharia of having shortcomings. They describe the Sharia of being deficient. From those are the malahid, meaning those who are the atheists, and those who are the evil heretics. The evil heretics, wal-iyadhu billah. He mentioned, and also from those types of semi-scholars, right? Those that present themselves as scholars and they are not scholars. Those semi-scholars. And he mentioned Hafidhahullah, meaning those who they are very, they have shortcoming in regard to their understanding. They are very deficient in their understanding, and also in fully understanding that which is from the hidden wisdom of the Sharia. He say, فَنَسَبُوا الْقُصُورِ إِلَى شَرِيعَةِ, that they ascribe this deficiency to the Sharia, and they do not know that indeed the deficiency is only from them. They think that the Sharia is deficient, but the true deficiency is only from them. It is min indihim hum. It is from them themselves. They are the one that is deficient. You all remember, barakallahu fikum, Umar ibn al-Khattab, when he has Masruq. No, that's not Masruq. That's I forgot the name. Masruq. I'll say the wrong thing. Anyway, the companion, it was not a tabi'in that used to have. He used to say he had shubuhat. Masruq. I'll say the wrong thing. It will be difficult for me now. And he mentioned about that he had some shubuhat about the Quran. And when he came to Umar radiyallahu anhu wa arda, and Umar took a stick and beat him so bad that he said that, "Oh Umar Amirul Mu'mineen, enough, for indeed my shubuhat has gone. Indeed my shubuhat has gone." I say the wrong one at first. It was difficult for me to catch it again. So ala ayyin, inshallah I'll remember before the end of the dars. So he say, in it also it is a refutation for those who they wal-iyadhu billah attack the Sharia. For those who they attack the Sharia, or they ascribe the Sharia to be what? To have deficiency, wal-iyadhu billah. He say, وَأَنَّهَا
وأنها لم تتناول حاجات العباد ومصالح العباد إلى أن تقوم الساعة، أو قال إنها مخصوصة بالزمان الأول.
He mentioned, Hafidhahullah, that all those who they say that the Sharia really it is not suitable for the welfare of the servants. It is not befitting. It is not something that is suitable for the welfare of the slaves, of the servants of Allah. And indeed, barakallahu fikum, and alhamdulillah, this we know that the Sharia is suitable, and it is, alhamdulillah, suitable for the welfare of the servants of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So those who say that it is not suitable for the servants of Allah in regard to their welfare and the like, ila yawm al-qiyamati. And he mentioned, or they will say that this Sharia, it is restricted or it is very specific for the first time, meaning for the people of the first generation. It is only suitable for the people of the first, meaning the people that were before us, meaning at the time of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. This is the only good that they see the Sharia to be. So for them, they restrict the Sharia to be what? To be restricted upon time and place. For them, it is only suitable for the time of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and those who from the companions of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. Amma us today, the Sharia is not suitable for us. It is not suitable for our welfare. For indeed, these people, they lie. Because there is no man-made law that was established except that, barakallahu fiqh, it show its shortcomings from day one. Except it show its shortcomings from day one, barakallahu fikum. Na'am. لأن كثيرا من الجهال
إذا قيل لهم هذا الحكم الشرعي قالوا هذا زمان الرسول والزمان الأول أما الآن تغيرت الأحوال وتبدلت الأمور.
He mentioned that some of the juhal, and there are many juhal, many of them, many of those ignorant people. When you tell them, إذا قيل لهم, if you will tell them this is the ruling this is the Shari ruling in this is the legislative ruling in this, they will say that this was for the time of the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam. This was for the first generation. This was for the people of the past. He say, and they will say, Amma al-an, as today, they will say, the matters has changed. The matters has been altered. Meaning we're not living no longer in the same generation. We're living in a generation where people, barakallah, they have iPhone 10 plus. That's the generation we're living. They didn't have this technology at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. So how in the world you want to implement the Sharia of the Prophet during our time? We're talking about iPhones and Samsungs and the likes of this. They didn't have these things at the time of the Prophet. So the time has changed. Matters has altered. They are no longer how they used to be. They are no longer how they used to be. So you talking about this the ruling of the legislation? The legislation was for the Prophet and the people that at first. Those who were around him. And akhi, it is sad that you find Muslim, not kuffar, not Christians, but you find Muslim opening their mouth and saying this, bringing out this foolishness. You find hearing Muslim opening their mouth and saying this. Akhi, you talking about the Sharia, this is we talking about, listen, if you want to implement the Sharia, go live at the time of the Prophet. Go live in the caves. Go ride a camel. Go ride you a donkey. Go take your donkey to work. That's what things that they tell you. You tell him, akhi, the Sharia, from the Sharia is the man is not to be shaving his beard. They tell him, man, akhi, look, all those things, it is for the first generation. And they will start bringing you some foolish arguments. Or they didn't have no razors at the time of the Prophet. That's why they used to have their lihya bushy. How of a foolish a person can get in saying things like this? Or they didn't have no razor blades. That's why they used to cut their lihya. Akhi, uskut. Be quiet, or you ignorant. So many of the juhal today, now when you tell them this is the legislative ruling, they will say that this was for the time of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam and the first and the people of the first of the first people, or the people of the past. He say, as today the matters has changed and matters has been altered, and likewise that this legislative ruling